crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. Guess what time it is? It's Paper Pumpkin time! We are so excited. This is Let the Adventure Begin July Paper Pumpkin 2021, and we have come up with some really fun alternatives that we think you're going to like. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. The first thing you'll notice in this kit is, of course, they give you instructions on how to make the cards that they recommend. And they are so cute, but we wanted to come up with some alternatives. So the first thing we looked at is what were the coordinating colors? And we had so many coordinating colors to work with this time. You have basic black, Bermuda Bay, we love that blue-green, crushed curry, early espresso, flirty flamingo, such a pretty shade of pink, garden green, granny apple green, of course that's one of our staples because we love how vibrant it is, mango melody, once again another one of those vibrant colors, night of navy, just such a great staple color, and whisper white. We have 7 alternatives to show you, but we are going to create one together, and the one that we'll be creating is our tunnel card. Now you might ask, why do you call it a tunnel card? Look at how it sets up. We have this tunnel created right here. Here is what we created, and then you open it up, and isn't that lovely? So pretty. Let me show you another one that we created too. We used the cutout on that beautiful lamp, put the world awaits you, layered a couple layers on the front, and then you open it up and we stamped let your light shine. Using that paper, we simply cut it to fit our tunnel card. So let's go ahead and get busy and create another tunnel card. Now remember, all the measurements will be over on our blog, but you can certainly watch the directions here on our video. The first thing, you're going to have your A2 card, and we simply cut apart a card to give us a background, and we use their punched out card also. Once again, just cutting the top of it out. So let's go ahead and lay this down. This will be our first mat. And this goes the entire length of the card. So we didn't cut a border or anything out. Now we know that we want our message to be right down here. So we are going to stamp this first close to the bottom. So let me get some paper out here. And we are going to use Night of Navy because we used that on our other alternatives and it turned out so nice. We're going to use Let the Adventure Begin because on the inside we're going to stamp Explore. And now we are going to add dimensionals to the back of this to set it up on our card. We're going to use our Take Your Pick tool to go ahead and take the backing off. And just center this right on the card. Now we went ahead and we took another front off a card and we just cut the base of it to give this some added height. And we're just going to add this right here to the front of our card. We're going to add some more dimensionals. And just put it exactly where you want it. And as you can see, this is why we stamped this first to make sure we had it in exactly the right position. And now we're going to open up our card, and this is where we'll be creating our tunnel card. So what you'll need to do is go ahead and cut another piece, another A2 card, and you'll just score it at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 2 1/8, and then you'll use whatever die you want to get the center cut out. We used an oval, so we are going to lay this right on our card and simply trace over this so that we know where to stamp. Very lightly. Now, for our decoration on the inside, we are going to use a tree here and then another tree on the inside of this, just a little bit of it. So you kind of need to know where it is so that you know where to stamp your Explore. Okay, and we can just erase our circle now. Now you want to decorate these panels. So we went ahead and cut our paper out. We're going to glue the panels down on either side. And now we're going to put our DSP, and make sure if it's directional DSP that you have it in the exactly the same way. You don't want your bushes upside down. And now we are ready to put on our trees. So we're going to go ahead and put a tree right here, making sure that it stays within your area where you have that crease, the scored line. So we'll go ahead and get that down. And you also want to make sure you don't get any glue right here because that will glue your card down. You don't want that. So keep it right at the bottom. Make sure there's no glue on the back, and there isn't. And now on this one, we want to bring it from the back and maybe put it like right there. So let's just bring some glue in. We're going to add some fireflies. So let's get out that Daffodil Delight. And let's add just a few right here. And you want to make sure that you have it upright. So let's stamp that. Okay, and so that gives him a little hint of that luminescence, the brightness, to show you that he's a firefly. And now we're ready to go ahead and put this down on our card. So I always just put glue on one side because it's easier for me to do it that way. So let's go ahead and get this glued down first. And then I simply put glue right here and put it down. Okay, and there we have our tunnel card. Now you just fold it over, open it up, and look. Isn't that beautiful? We love this design. There are so many things you can do with it, and it just stands up so perfectly, creating that tunnel. So we have our 3 that we have created, all very different. And this one, of course, just has the trees on the front and then some beautiful trees inside. And this time we added the firefly on the inside of the sentiment. Now we're going to move over to our buckle card that we created. This was so much fun. Now we did a lot of techniques on this one. We dry embossed this tab, and we also dry embossed this camper as well as the trees, just to give it a more realistic look. And we used the wood embossing folder. We used, once again, a card that we cut off, and we used our punch to create the hole, and then on the inside, and this just fits so nicely. Now we do have a video for this, as well as the dimensions are over on the blog, so we'll post that video beneath this one. The next one, we just wanted to create some stamped images. So we used our punch to cut this out. We simply stamped this to give it a brightness and stamped our trees, set it up on dimensionals, and then on the inside, once again, we used our trees. Just a very simple, fast card that you might want to make once you've already created all the pre-cut cards that they have. You can just use your stamp for this one. Next, we created a framed card. We simply took the front of a card, cut it out using our stitched rectangles, and then added a mat behind it. We have a video for a framed card as well, so we'll post that below. And on our blog, we have how to do this. Just a very simple card, but we added some rhinestones, some jewels right here, and really highlighted the front of a card. Now look at this one. We created a double Z, had so much fun. We made sure that we highlighted around the edge with that Night of Navy to give it a smoky look. Next, we were trying to think of how else could we look at that lantern, and we just let our minds open up and look what we came up with. We came up with the bubblegum machine. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let the adventure begin. Dream big, aim high. Wouldn't that be a great card for a graduate? And you already have your bubble gum, just cut it a little bit. Punch out these circles using a hole punch, very, very easy. And then we simply added some dots on this strip of paper up here. Next, we decided to take a tree and cut it up and use it as fringe. So we cut this top of this card off, used a diagonal cut, and then just added the fringe to give it that fun flair. And then added our little pine needles down here. And finally, we created a fun tower card. Now look at that. This is how it stands up. It stands up perfectly. This was such a fun card to create. We will be posting this video using this design Sunday, August 1st. What do you think about this month's paper pumpkin? We really liked it. We liked that we took the design and just created some fun folds with it. It made it so much fun, and I think the receiver will really like to get these fun cards. We hope that you got a little bit of inspiration. We sure would appreciate a thumbs up and a share. We want you to go out and have a wonderful week. Be kind to yourself and others. Be creative in your crafting, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.